Bonjour, bienvenue à Le Français avec KJ. I am KJ and I will be your host today. Aujourd'hui, nous allons continuer notre série intitulée Stagiaires. Well, it's actually the end of the series and perhaps we'll be starting a new one next time. All right, so before we get started, we need to remind everyone that this is an advanced French course, so you need to have some present tense conjugations under your belt. That doesn't mean that you have to have them all memorized, but you should know how they work. Also, you should have some understanding of noun, adjective, and verb subject agreement, just to understand how the story is unfolded on the page. As well, it's important to have some basic vocabulary. Now, if you're looking for all that beginner stuff, I'm in the process of moving all my beginner lessons to a new channel that should be coming online soon, and I will link it into the description of all these videos once it's online. All right, so let's get started with some vocabulaire préliminaire. Just a few idiomatic expressions here. Être dans les beaux draps means to get into trouble. So, si on est allé trop loin, vraiment trop loin, on peut être dans les beaux draps, which means if we go too far, we could wind up in some trouble. S'arranger means to work out. So, when people say tout va s'arranger, it means, everything is going to work out. Être déçu, to be disappointed. When I first heard this, I thought it actually meant to be deceived. But actually, it means to be disappointed. So, yeah, sometimes I have to keep reminding myself of that distinction when I hear it. Pousser un soupir means to sigh heavily, and the difference is like soupirer means to like sigh like, oh, I'm bored. But pousser un soupir means to sigh like, oh my God, this is horrible. Okay. Tout à l'heure, we know this from à tout à l'heure, see you soon. But tout à l'heure actually means recently, like just now. You just did something. So without the preposition à, it means just recently. Avoir le cafard means to feel down or to be depressed or sad. And it's really strange. Cafard is the word for cockroach. So how this expression came about, I'm not really sure, but yeah. So avoir le cafard means to be down or sad or feel depressed. Elogieuse means glowing. So if you get like a really glowing recommendation, it's elogieuse. Um, yeah, or if someone speaks glowingly about you. All right. So let's remind ourselves where we were in the story. Remember our three interns, our three stagiaires, they had just made this really excellent ad and it just showed in the conference. And now Madame Hugues wants to see them in her office. So, ils peuvent être dans les beaux draps, non? We'll find out. Let's see what happens next.
Et maintenant, on est dans des beaux draps.
Attends, ce n'est pas toi qui as dit « tout finira par s'arranger »
C'était moi et j'ai dit que j'étais satisfaite de notre travail.
Et Mia a dit,
Chou, la voilà.
Diane a dit,
Entrez, asseyez-vous.
Madame Hugues a dit en s'asseyant,
Mia, tu voulais me dire quelque chose tout à l'heure, mais je t'ai interrompu.
Mia a fait sortir son cellulaire et lui a montré une photo.
Voici la lettre que j'ai trouvée lorsque je travaillais dans le débarras.
Madame Hugues a lu la lettre, puis elle a poussé un soupir triste.
C'est l'évidence dont nous avions besoin. Merci, Mia.
Mais vous savez qui l'a écrite.
Oui,
Madame Hugues a dit avec une tristesse profonde,
c'est le fils d'une amie. Je l'ai invité à rejoindre notre équipe. Sa mère le croit cafard. Elle est l'une de mes meilleures amies.
Désolée, madame, vous devez être déçue.
Ne vous inquiétez pas, je m'occuperai de ça.
elle a mis la lettre dans le tiroir de son bureau, puis elle les a regardées.
Parlons maintenant de ce matin. Je sais que vous avez refait la publicité d'aujourd'hui.
Les trois stagiaires se sont regardés, se préparant à la colère de leur gérante.
Je tiens à vous remercier. Tous vos collègues m'en ont parlé. Ils veulent vous remercier aussi. Alors, déjeunons ensemble. C'est moi qui invite.
Ils sont allés à un bon restaurant où ils ont pris un déjeuner somptueux avec toute l'équipe. 2 jours plus tard, l'entreprise a remplacé le chef de marketing. Madame Hugues a recommandé les 3 stagiaires pour de bons postes à Paris. Et maintenant, on vous présente
Maintenant, quelques questions à considérer. D'abord, avez-vous deviné ce qui allait se passer? À quel moment avez-vous compris la fin? Hmm, je ne sais pas si euh, cette histoire est vraiment lisible. Lisible means that you kind of can figure out what's going to happen next. But interesting. Um, okay. Risqueriez-vous pour protéger votre boulot? What would you risk to keep your job? That's a scrupulous question, isn't it? All right. And réécrivez la fin de cette histoire à votre façon. Quel serait votre twist? Would you change something? Would you make it a little spicier? How could this end differently? Well, it's up to you to write it now. Okay, and as always, you can rewind and watch this video as many times as necessary to understand what's going on or just to get a bigger feel of the action in the story. Please feel free to add a comment or questions to the comment section. Next episode, we start a new series. We'll continue to focus on narrating using the passé composé and the imparfait, and we'll add a grammar concept along the way. Concept is missing from there, but also a few tips and tricks for being a little more fluent in French. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I'd like to thank Pixels and Unsplash for the images that are in here because without them, this would not be possible. And as always, thank you for watching until the very end. If you have enjoyed this video or you have learned something from all these little shenanigans with our interns, please click like and subscribe. It helps us move this material along to students who may be struggling with these grammar concepts or just want to learn a little bit more about how to speak French. So again, thank you so much. And until the next time, à la prochaine, à bientôt.